So I've collared yet another person today, and I'm holding this with my hands. So I'm a bit shaky, but we're at Zumax, how would you say it? Zumax, and this is
Richard what?
Richard, the one of two Richards that works at. Do you work for Zumax or is it Albert?
Albert Wesley, and the company that does all the microscopes for us in the UK is Optiplar, which is part of Albert Wesley. But sorry for the confusion.
So I've looked at a lot of microscopes all day, and for me personally, I am after functionality, and I think that at Zumax, is Zumax?
This is Sumac.
Zumax. I've been looking at their is it the
OMS3200.
the OMS 3200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Richard just take it away and do his little thing and tell me all about this fantastic microscope.
Okay, so this is the OMS3200. It comes in two main models. You can get the OMS3200 R2 or the OMS3200 Pro. And the difference is the electromagnetic brakes.
Yes.
So this version has 3 electromagnetic brakes that control the movements at this joint, that joint and that joint. So there's buttons behind the handles. When you press that button, this goes really floppy, so it'll move around just as light as a feather. And the moment you take your fingers off those electromagnetic joints, it freezes in place.
Yeah.
On the version with 6 electromagnetic joints, it also does these joints here. So the one with 6 electromagnetic joints, you get more freedom of movement. This one, you've still got your traditional friction screws there, but you've got your electromagnetic.
How often do people want the electromagnetic brakes up there?
It's nice to have, but it obviously adds cost.
Yeah.
So I think if it was the same cost for both versions, everyone would go for the 6 electromagnetic.
Yeah, that's that.
So, and then your controls are on these handles here. So what you've got on these controls there, if you're able to see them, you've got the magnification. So you can increase your magnification by going up, decrease it by going down, and you've got your variable focus by going across to that side or across to that side, and you have roughly a foot, 30 centimeters of variable focus in this machine. And then this blue button here with the camera image, you press that once and you've taken a photo, you hold it down and you've taken a video, and these buttons here are to control the light output. So you press the plus and it gets brighter, press the minus, it gets dimmer. So if you move that back to the object we're focusing on there, which is this strawberry here, if I do my focal, you'll see that that's coming in and out of focus. And going up, you're getting into focus. Going down, you're getting altering your magnification there. So that's down to your lowest magnification, all the way up to your highest magnification. And as you get to the highest magnification, you might want to readjust the focus. If I'm focusing specific on there, and then if I wanted to take a picture, press that button, it's taking the picture for me.
Yeah.
It has a rotation ring on the binocular eyepiece there, so you can move these around. So if you're moving the head from one side to the other, you can correct that vision. And it also has beam splitters here.
Yes.
So you can attach mobile phone mounts. There are various different options on this one. So we can have a anti-reflection model on it, so you get less reflection from any kind of like shiny object. And you can also get.
You see, I didn't quite understand the anti-reflection. I have looked online and I've kind of seen what it is, but I didn't understand. Could you explain what exactly it is?
The people who've used these, if they're getting a little bit too much glare off mirrors and stuff, it just dims that down.
Right, I understand.
Sure. And then there's another option there with lasers, so you can put.
That's it. Yeah, I saw that little.
Which will be a little switch on there, and you'd pull it out. And so on this one, we've got one where it's setting up a different light,
Yeah.
We'll see the image will come back on. And this one will show things like clacks and stuff, differently. So, and your light goes to there, and then you move it back in, you're back to your normal light.
Does it have automatic focus?
Some of these models do have an automatic focus. On the ones where you've got the automatic focus, if it was out of focus there, you just press that button here, and can you see on the screen?
Yeah.
It'll go out and come back in again, and it'll get the focus on the objects that's in the centre of the screen.
Let's take another video of that. I wanna see that. That's brilliant.
Right, so I'm out of focus here. So this button that's in the centre,
Yeah.
you just hit that, and it will automatically focus on whichever object is at the centre of the screen. It has to be the one that's at the centre of the screen. So if you're actually wanting to look at an object that's towards the outer objects of your field of view, it won't autofocus on that.
I must admit, I was trying to work out how the autofocus worked, because I know when you're looking at something really, really closely, even like, you know, you're looking at the outer of the tooth and the pulp chamber floor, even a couple of millimeters is going to be out of focus when you're looking really, really close.
Yeah.
So it'll always focus the center.
Yeah. So on that example you're given, if you're actually wanting to focus on the outer aspects of the tooth,
Yeah.
and in the centre you've got the pulp floor, you're going to need to move your microscope so the outer aspect of your tooth. So these are, and then it'll focus on that.
I must admit, I'm super interested in autofocus for sure.
Okay. And another feature we can add to this one is we've developed an augmented reality system.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So it was developed by a chap called Bobby Nadeau, Nadeau, who's an endodontist based in Canada. And what he did is he combined the Zumax microscope with, trying to remember the other machine he was using, it'll come to me later. But what it's doing is it gives you a heads-up display in your binoculars.
It's amazing, really.
So it could be a radiogram or such like.
Yeah.
So you can follow like the glide path down on a route. It was the Navident system he combined it. So it took the image from Navident.
Yeah.
For guiding what Navident was usually used for people implanting.
Yeah.
But combined it with that to use for doing his root canal work.
Well, what I've seen is surgery as well, guided surgery. So if you're doing like an apicectomy or microsurgery, and you want to know where to drill for the end of the root, it's amazing,
exactly.
Really.
Yeah. So that can be connected there. It would go in this position here, and then your binocular eyepieces would then fit onto there. And then you're not seeing it on the screen, you're seeing it down your eyepieces. So yeah, it's super robust. So if you can imagine a RAF fighter jet pilot, wears the helmet and they've got the heads-up display.
Do you know what? I've got a car where I get a heads-up display on the screen of the car. Yeah, it's really, really useful.
It's exactly like that. There's a potential to add to this if needed. So that's your 3200.
Could we look at the more sort of entry level? What's this one called?
This one's the OMS2050. I personally think this is probably about the best value scope that I've seen on the market.
Brilliant.
So you've got two options with this one. You can have it with traditional 5 steps of magnification or continuous range of magnification, and you can have it with or without 4K video camera.
Yes.
This model here, it's got the 4K.
And the 4K is inside.
It's embedded.
Yeah.
And the video camera being embedded is so important because it doesn't affect the balance of your microscope. If you have a beam splitter and a camera on one side, it really affects your balance, which means you end up having to stiffen up all the joints. With being central, it protects the camera, and also it means that the image you see is the image you're seeing down the binoculars.
Yeah.
So sometimes I've seen ones where they connect the camera at the side, and you're seeing this image down the binoculars. The image you're seeing on the camera slightly off.
Well, that's the problem I have with the scope I've got now, is that I have to kind of adjust there's like a little ring for where you adjust the camera, but even then, you know, it's not the same image now.
Yeah. So this one, the features on this one is a really nice smooth movement.
Yeah.
You'll notice as you rotate the binoculars stay fixed in the same position. So if you move in,
That's really good. So how does it do that?
it's because the actual headpiece is connected to there. So
All right, I understand. Yeah.
it's almost like an automated rotation ring that's built into it.
Do you know what? I really, really like that.
It's
I like that a lot.
Feature. Really nice.
Because I've been looking at other scopes, and you move this,
Yeah.
and it's moving the whole thing, and you have to sort of, yeah, I like that. It's good.
So you've got a range of variable focus from 190 millimeters all the way up to 480 millimeters.
Yeah.
So you've virtually got 30 centimeters of variable focus. So if you see on the screen I'm out of focus there, I just twist this and if you see on the screen there, I'm bang on in focus there. If I move it down to here, it's out of focus again. I just twist that knob.
And do you know what?
Straight into focus.
You move that actually quite significantly.
Yeah.
If people aren't not used to microscopes, moving your scope like that, even look tiny bit, is a lot. But just a tiny little movement, that's really nice.
And it's in a really nice position because where your handles are, that's where your thumb would naturally fall. So I tend to use that with my thumb.
Yeah.
And then so get that focus back on the fruit there. And then if I move my thumb up, the next switch there is the magnifications. And on this one, it's a continuous range of magnification. So as I got to the maximum there, it's come a little bit out of focus, so I'll just adjust that focus there. And all of this lot, everything's in touch. And then this little black knob there, that's the photo one. So I touch that once, it's taken a photo.
That's nice.
I hold it down, it's taken a video, and I've got the memory stick at the back there, so you can just take that out, plug it straight into your computer. So there's that glass.
Yeah. Brilliant. And you've got quite a few. There's quite a few
plugs. So what you can plug in there is you can plug in a wireless mouse on there.
Yeah.
So when you plug in a wireless mouse to the back of there, you can then use the wireless mouse to scroll through on the screen all the videos and shots you've taken.
But you could just load up with storage with all four of those. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's a really nice scope to use.
And also, I use like an external hard drive. So I suppose you could just plug an external hard drive into that.
I've not done that myself, but I would imagine you'd be able to.
Yeah.
As long as you've got,
as
long as it takes the same slot as the
yeah.
then.
Do you know what's really shocked me is how nice this scope is.
It is beautiful.
Do you know what I like about this? I love this. I love this picture taking thing, and this is so smooth.
It's really nice. We've just put 13 brand new ones of these into Birmingham Dental Show.
Gorgeous. And also, you don't see a lot of continuous zoom, and it keeps its focus when it comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I really like it.
It's always magnification to your highest. You might need just a touch of fine focus on it, but it's all there, right, where your thumb is. Everything's and there.
So you put a wireless mouse into the back, and the dongle goes just in there.
Yeah. Other side of the flash drive. So then, with the mouse, if you can see the pointer, if you move that down to the bottom left, it brings up the menu. So you can do photos or recording, but there's no need to do them off that because you've got the button on the handle. But if you go into your pictures, you can do a picture preview, and you can click whichever picture you want to look at, and that will come up. Or you can also do picture comparisons. So if I go down there, so you can compare, say, a different picture with what you're currently looking at. So that picture is now, so you can compare like a before and after.
So good. And that's on
all of the ones with on the 3200 and the 2050. You can do that. That's a standard. It's and then you come out of here.
And also you can. You said to me before, not can you take?
You can also take photos with this mouse.
Yeah.
So if you if I'm on there and I want to take a photo, just press one side of it. I want to take a video, just press the other side, and then that will scroll down.
Record and take
Yeah.
videos at the same time.
Yeah. So
And take pictures at the same
yeah.
time.
So that's recording now. So you can see that that's recording because the timer is showing on the right-hand side of the screen. And if I then press either on the mouse or on the handle, if I press that to take a photo, it's then taking a photo.
Brilliant.
And then I can stop my recording. And if you then wanted to access them on the screen, you can just go in, you can find your recordings in there, go onto the video one, and these are all the videos that you've taken. So
Do you know what I like about there as well? You've got like a split screen, haven't you? So you could have one half of the television with the picture you want, and then you've still got like you've got the video
yeah,
on the other side.
so all of those different videos that we've taken, and if you wanted to come out of there, you go back, and then you go to the pictures, and that last picture that we took. So, and that'll give you all. And the other thing that you can do on there, if you go onto a picture and left click it, it brings up that menu where you can then delete those images. Because if you're, depending on how much memory you've got in your flash drive, if your flash drive runs out of memory, my tip is just go straight back to the videos. The videos take up more memory than anything else.
Yeah.
Find a video you don't like, left click it, and delete the video, and that'll free up a load of space, which can then take lots more photos on.
Brilliant. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think this is the surprise of the show. This machine.
Oh, then
I
you've
think
got-
this is gorgeous.
Then you've got your different filters. You've got small light spots. And
And at the click of it, how do you
just around one there. So there you go. There's a green filter.
Yeah.
Your standard white size. The green you probably wouldn't use. The green shows up blood vessels.
Yeah, I don't tend to use that.
And there's the yellow filter, which you will use a lot for your setting your.
Is that also the button for the?
That's exactly this. That all of they're just replicas of the buttons that are on the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
So the only other button is this one, which is the light brightness.
This is really nice. You know, this is really nice.
And the tiny spot is quite handy if you're looking. If you can imagine, if you were trying to look down a canal, that prevents you getting any blur of a reflection or any other objects. And
Well,
once you're getting up to that higher magnification, that small spot is pretty much.
I also think as well, my nurse complains a lot about how bright the scope is.
Okay.
You know, it's not something that I'm like, yeah. So
Yeah.
I really like this. This is fantastic. And is that did it come in specs this, or is it just?
The different specs we've got is you can have it. The basic spec would be as 5 steps instead of continuous magnification.
Yeah.
And without the 4K video camera. Top spec is the continuous magnification and the 4K video camera.
Yeah.
Or you could have those two in the middle.
Yeah.
So you could have it without the 4K video camera but with continuous magnification, or you can have it for 5 steps and the, it saves a little bit of money each time. So if you decide to you want the continuous magnification but not the 4K video camera, it's going to make it a little bit cheaper.
I think you would be nuts to get a microscope without.
It's future-proofing. You might not need a video camera now, but what you don't want to do is decide to retrofit it 2 years down the time. It ends up being really expensive, or you have to go using the beam splitter on the side. This one automatically comes with a beam splitter fitted as standard, so you could put one there, but it's it's affecting all your balance and stuff.
I love this. I also noticed what this was.
That is so what that affects this joint movement here.
Ah,
So
right, okay.
I've loosened that off, so it's a friction screw. So that's really soft movement now, but it will fall back.
Yeah,
I've
well.
loosened it too much. Turning to the right, if I turn it all the way to the right, it won't move at all. It's fixed solid in position. So all you do is you loosen it off and you just move it so that it'll stay in position without falling back while still moving nicely. So you should be able to move these with one hand, and the moment you let go, it fixes in precision. So it's when you got that small light, it's actually, you're going to see what that light's pointed at.
Brilliant. Lovely. Listen, Rich, I really appreciate your time today, and I'm super, super impressed by Zumax for sure. And I'm not just saying that, really, really good. Thank you. Thanks, Rich. So I'm back in the car now,